a new month is here, and before you step into its unknown days, take a moment to place everything in God's hands. Today we are going to pray for His blessings over your life, His protection over your family, and His peace over your heart. You may not know what this month will bring, but you can trust the one who already knows every day ahead. So wherever you are, quiet your heart, surrender your worries, and let us begin this new month together in the presence of God. Amen. A new month is standing before you, and before you begin filling its days with plans, responsibilities, hopes, and expectations, take a moment to place it into the hands of God. There is something powerful about beginning again with prayer. The calendar has turned, but more importantly, God has given you another opportunity to walk with Him, to trust Him, to grow in faith, and to surrender the things you cannot control. You may not know what this month will bring. There may be opportunities you have been praying for, challenges you never expected, or answers that seem to be taking longer than you hoped. But you can enter this new season with confidence because your future is not unknown to God. Many of us begin a new month carrying the weight of the previous one. We remember the disappointments, the unanswered prayers, the mistakes we made, the conversations that hurt us, and the situations that did not turn out as we expected. Sometimes we allow yesterday's struggles to become today's fears. But God calls us to look forward with faith. The past may have taught you something, but it does not have to control the way you enter your future. Give God the disappointments of yesterday and ask Him for the grace to walk faithfully into today. Surrendering the month to God does not mean that you stop making plans. It means that you recognize that your plans are safest when they are placed under God's wisdom. You can make your schedule, pursue your responsibilities, work toward your goals, and dream about the future. But you should also be willing to say, Lord, guide me. If my plans are not right for me, redirect my steps. If a door is not meant to open, give me the wisdom to accept it. If you place an opportunity before me, give me the courage to walk through it with humility. This kind of surrender requires trust. It means admitting that we do not see the entire picture. We often judge our lives by what we can see today, while God sees what we cannot see tomorrow. There may be times when you pray for one door to open, only to discover that God is protecting you by closing it. There may be moments when you feel delayed, but the delay is teaching you patience. There may be seasons when you cannot understand why something is happening, yet God is using that very season to strengthen your character and deepen your faith. So, as this new month begins, do not ask only for God to give you everything you want. Ask Him to give you what you truly need. Ask for wisdom before you ask for success. Ask for discernment before you ask for opportunities. Ask for a faithful heart before you ask for greater responsibility. Ask for peace before you ask for prosperity. Because if God gives you what you desire without giving you the wisdom to handle it, the blessing itself can become a burden. But when your heart is surrendered to Him, you can receive His blessings with gratitude and walk through challenges with courage. Perhaps this month you are facing uncertainty about your family, your finances, your career, your relationships, or your future. You may have questions that no human being can answer, but you can bring those questions to God. You do not have to pretend that you have everything figured out. You can come before Him honestly and say, Father, I don't know what lies ahead, but I know that you are with me. I surrender my fears to you. I surrender my plans to you. I surrender my future to you. That is how we should begin a new month, not by trusting in our own strength, but by depending upon God's grace. Not by believing that we can control everything, but by remembering that God remains faithful even when life feels uncertain. Let this month be more than another page on the calendar. Let it be a fresh invitation to seek God first, to listen more carefully, to pray more sincerely, and to live with greater faith. Whatever comes, you do not have to face it alone. The God who carried you through the previous month is still with you now. He will be present in the moments you celebrate and in the moments you struggle. He will be with you when prayers are answered and when you are still waiting. So place this entire month into His hands. Give Him your time, your decisions, your relationships, your work, your dreams, and your worries. Trust Him with the days you can see and the days you cannot. And as you begin this new month, let your prayer be simple. Lord, this month belongs to you. Lead me where you want me to go. Keep my heart close to you. Give me wisdom when I am confused, strength when I am weak, peace when I am afraid, and faith when I cannot see the way forward. May my life this month bring honor to your name. When you begin with that kind of surrender, you may not know exactly what the month will hold, but you can move forward with the assurance that your life is held by the one who does. As you step into this new month, take a moment to remember that God's blessings are much greater than the things we can hold in our hands. We often think of blessing in terms of financial increase, success, comfort, or receiving the things we have been asking for. But the deepest blessings of God often reach places that money can never touch. A peaceful heart can be a blessing. Wisdom in a difficult decision can be a blessing. Strength to continue when you feel exhausted can be a blessing. A restored relationship, a forgiving heart, a renewed sense of purpose, or simply the grace to wake up each morning with hope can all be gifts from God. As you begin this month, ask God not only to bless your circumstances, but to bless your soul. There is nothing wrong with asking God to provide for your needs. Scripture encourages us to bring our requests before Him. We can pray for our families, our work, our finances, our health, and the opportunities we hope to receive. But our prayers should also go deeper. We should ask God to make us people who can recognize His blessings, even when life does not look exactly as we expected. Sometimes we are so focused on what we do not have that we fail to notice what God has already placed in our lives. We may be waiting for a major breakthrough while overlooking the quiet blessings that surround us every day. Perhaps you have been praying for a certain door to open. Maybe you have asked God for a new opportunity, a financial improvement, a change in your circumstances, or an answer to a long-standing prayer. As this new month begins, continue to bring those desires before God, but also surrender the timing to Him. God's wisdom is greater than our urgency. We often want everything immediately because we can only see the present moment. God sees the entire journey. He knows what you need today, what you will need tomorrow, and what kind of person you are becoming through the process. There are times when the blessing you are asking for may not be the blessing God chooses to give. You may ask for a particular opportunity, but God may give you wisdom to recognize a better path. You may pray for a difficult situation to disappear, but God may give you strength to walk through it. You may ask for a change in someone else, but God may begin changing your own heart first. This does not mean God has ignored your prayer. Sometimes His answer comes in a form we did not expect. His blessing may be found not in changing the circumstances around us, but in transforming the person we become while facing those circumstances. So, as you enter this month, pray for spiritual blessings that will remain valuable, regardless of what happens around you. Ask God for wisdom so that you do not make decisions based only on emotion. Ask Him for patience so that you do not rush into something simply because you are tired of waiting. Ask Him for discernment so that you can recognize what is healthy and what is harmful. Ask Him for humility so that success does not make you forget where your strength comes from. Ask Him for compassion so that your blessings do not become something you keep only for yourself. Pray also for the blessing of contentment. Contentment does not mean that you stop having dreams or goals. It means you learn to be grateful while you continue to grow. You can desire a better future without despising your present. You can work toward improvement without believing that your current life has no value. A grateful heart is able to see God's goodness in ordinary moments. It notices the people who care, the opportunities that are already available, the lessons learned through hardship, and the strength God has provided for another day. Perhaps this month will bring financial increase, or perhaps it will require you to be patient with what you already have. Perhaps you will receive an opportunity you have been waiting for, or perhaps God will ask you to continue preparing in silence. Whatever happens, ask Him to give you wisdom to handle it well. A blessing is not only about receiving something, it is also about having the character to use it responsibly. If God gives you greater influence, ask for humility. If He gives you greater resources, ask for generosity. If He gives you success, ask for gratitude. If He gives you a season of waiting, ask for faithfulness. And remember that God's blessings are not always loud. Some blessings arrive quietly. The strength to get out of bed after a difficult season can be a blessing. The peace that comes after a long night of worry can be a blessing. The courage to forgive can be a blessing. The wisdom to walk away from something unhealthy can be a blessing. The ability to trust God when you still have unanswered questions can be a blessing. Sometimes the greatest evidence of God's work in your life is not what has changed around you, but what He has changed within you. As you pray for this new month, ask God to make you sensitive to these blessings. Do not allow comparison to steal your gratitude. Someone else's journey may look different from yours, but God's purpose for your life is not measured by another person's progress. You do not need to have everything that someone else has to be deeply blessed. What you need is the grace to recognize God's goodness in your own journey. So today, place your needs before God with confidence, but place your heart before Him with surrender. Ask Him to provide what is necessary. Open the doors that are right. Close the doors that would lead you away from His purpose, and give you the wisdom to accept both His yes and His no. May this new month teach you that blessing is not simply having more. It is knowing God more deeply, trusting Him more completely, and becoming more faithful through every season. And when you look back at the end of this month, may you be able to say, God was with me. He sustained me when I was weak, guided me when I was uncertain, provided for me when I was in need, and gave me peace when I could not control the outcome. That is a blessing worth praying for, because everything else in life can change. But the presence and faithfulness of God remain the foundation upon which we can stand. There is another prayer you should carry deeply in your heart: the prayer for God's protection. Every new beginning brings possibilities, but it also reminds us that we do not know what lies ahead. We cannot see every road we will travel, every conversation we will have, every decision we will face, or every difficulty that may come into our lives. But while we cannot see the future, God already sees it completely. That is why we can begin this month with confidence. Not because we know everything that will happen, but because we know that God is already present in every moment that is still ahead of us. When we pray for protection, we are not asking God to create a life where nothing difficult ever happens. Faith does not promise that every problem will disappear or that every day will be free from hardship. Instead, we are asking God to watch over us, give us wisdom, and keep our hearts anchored when life becomes uncertain. We are asking Him to protect us from dangers we can see and from dangers we cannot see. We are asking Him to guard our steps when we are making decisions, to guide our thoughts when fear begins to take control, and to strengthen our faith when circumstances challenge what we believe. There are dangers that are obvious, but there are also dangers that enter our lives quietly. Sometimes the greatest threats are not outside of us, but within us. Pride can lead us into decisions we later regret. Anger can damage relationships that took years to build. Fear can cause us to miss opportunities that God has placed before us. Bitterness can slowly harden a heart that was once full of compassion. Wrong influences can gradually change our values without us even realizing it. That is why we should ask God for more than physical protection. We should ask Him to protect our minds, our hearts, our character, and our spiritual lives. As this new month begins, pray for God to give you discernment. Not every opportunity is a blessing, and not every closed door is a disappointment. Sometimes what looks attractive may not be good for you, and sometimes what feels like a setback may actually be God's protection. We do not always have the wisdom to recognize the difference. That is why we need to pray before we move. We need to listen before we decide. We need to seek God's direction instead of allowing pressure, emotion, or impatience to determine our choices. Perhaps you are praying for protection over your family. Bring every member of your household before God. Pray for their safety, their decisions, their relationships, and their spiritual growth. Ask God to guide the people you love, especially in areas where you cannot personally protect them. There will be moments when you cannot be physically present, moments when you cannot control their decisions, and moments when you cannot prevent every difficulty they face. In those moments, trust them to God. His care reaches places your hands cannot reach. Pray also over your home. Ask God to make it a place where peace is stronger than conflict, forgiveness is stronger than resentment, and love is stronger than pride. Protection is not only about keeping danger outside the door. It is also about creating an environment where hearts are protected from unnecessary hostility and relationships are strengthened by grace. Ask God to help you become part of that protection by choosing your words carefully, refusing to respond to anger with more anger, and learning to bring difficult situations to Him before reacting. There may also be people you need protection from, not because they are your enemies, but because their influence may not be healthy for your life. Sometimes we remain connected to relationships that constantly drain our peace, weaken our values, or pull us away from the person God is calling us to become. Pray for wisdom in these relationships. Ask God to show you where boundaries are necessary and where forgiveness is needed. Protection does not always mean separation, but sometimes it means learning how to love someone without allowing their choices to control your life. As you move through this month, remember that God's protection may come through wisdom. You may feel an inner hesitation before making a decision. You may sense that something is not right, even though you cannot fully explain why. You may encounter advice from someone who helps you see a situation differently. You may find that an opportunity disappears just when you thought everything was finally coming together. In these moments, do not immediately assume that God has forgotten you. Sometimes protection looks like a delay. Sometimes it looks like a closed door. Sometimes it looks like a change of direction. And when difficulties do come, remember that God's presence is not absent simply because life has become hard. The presence of trouble does not mean the absence of God. There may be storms you cannot avoid, but you can ask God to give you strength within the storm. There may be battles you never expected, but you can face them with the assurance that you are not standing alone. There may be moments when you feel surrounded by uncertainty, but you can still choose to trust the one who sees beyond what your eyes can see. So, as this new month begins, pray with confidence. Ask God to place His protection over your life, your family, your home, your decisions, and your future. Ask Him to protect you from the choices that would take you away from His purpose. Ask Him to guard you from fear that paralyzes, pride that blinds, anger that destroys, and temptation that weakens your faith. Ask Him to give you eyes that recognize danger, ears that listen to wisdom, and a heart that remains sensitive to His guidance. You may not know what this month will bring, but you can know where to turn when it comes, and that knowledge can give you courage. Walk forward carefully, but do not walk forward afraid. Pray before you act. Trust before you worry. Seek God's wisdom before following your emotions. And remember that true protection is not simply the absence of trouble. It is the assurance that whatever you encounter, God can give you the strength, wisdom, and grace to walk through it faithfully. As you begin this month, place yourself and those you love into His hands, knowing that the safest place for your future is always within the care and guidance of God at one of the deepest needs of the human heart before God, the need for peace. Many people wake up each morning carrying thoughts that no one else can see. They may smile, go to work, take care of their families, and continue with their responsibilities, while inside they are fighting battles of worry, uncertainty, and fear. The beginning of a new month can sometimes increase those feelings because we look ahead and wonder what is coming. We think about the bills that need to be paid, the decisions that must be made, the relationships that need healing, and the situations we cannot control. But today, you can choose to place those burdens into God's hands. Peace does not mean that every problem has disappeared. It does not mean that every question has been answered, or that every circumstance has suddenly changed. The peace of God is deeper than favorable circumstances. It is the quiet confidence that comes when you know that you are not carrying your life alone. You may still have unanswered questions, but you can trust the one who knows the answers. You may still be waiting for a breakthrough, but you can believe that God has not forgotten you. You may not understand what He is doing, but you can choose to trust who He is. As you enter this month, ask God to teach you the difference between concern and control. There are things that require your attention, and there are things that are completely beyond your ability to manage. Wisdom is knowing the difference. You have responsibilities, and you should fulfill them faithfully. You should work hard, make wise decisions, communicate honestly, and take care of the people entrusted to you. But after you have done what you can do, there comes a moment when you must release what you cannot control. Worry often begins when we try to carry responsibilities that belong to God. Perhaps you have spent too much time imagining everything that could go wrong. Your mind keeps creating scenarios that have not happened, and you are suffering today because of problems that may never arrive. Fear has a way of taking tomorrow's possibilities and turning them into today's burdens. But God gives you grace for today. You do not need tomorrow's strength today. When tomorrow arrives, God will provide the grace you need for that day as well. Your task is not to solve the entire future in one morning. Your task is to trust God with the next step. This month, make prayer your first response instead of your last resort. When something worries you, bring it to God before allowing it to consume your thoughts. When you receive bad news, pray before reacting. When someone disappoints you, pray before speaking from anger. When you face an important decision, pray before rushing into action. Prayer does not always change the situation immediately, but it changes the way we stand inside the situation. It reminds us that fear does not have the final word, and that our circumstances are not greater than God's ability to sustain us. There may be moments this month when peace feels difficult to find. You may receive news that you did not expect. You may face a financial challenge, experience tension in a relationship, or encounter a delay that frustrates your plans. In those moments, remember that peace is not something you earn by having a perfect life. It is something you learn to receive by trusting God in an imperfect life. You can acknowledge that something hurts without allowing pain to become your identity. You can admit that you are afraid without allowing fear to dictate every decision. You can say, I do not understand this, while still saying, I trust God. Sometimes we think we will have peace after everything is fixed. We tell ourselves, when this problem is over, then I will relax. When I have enough money, then I will feel secure. When this person changes, then I will be happy. When I finally get the answer I want, then I will have peace. But if peace depends entirely on circumstances, It will always be fragile because circumstances are constantly changing. God wants to teach us a deeper peace, one that can remain steady even when life is not. Ask God to guard your mind from unnecessary fear and your heart from constant anxiety. Ask Him to help you stop replaying old conversations, imagining future disasters, and carrying guilt over things you cannot change. If there is something from the past that needs repentance, bring it to God and receive His forgiveness. If there is something from the future that you cannot control, surrender it to Him. If there is something happening today that requires action, ask Him for wisdom and courage to respond faithfully. Peace also grows when we learn to slow down and recognize God's presence in ordinary moments. Sometimes we are so busy looking for dramatic answers that we overlook the quiet evidence of grace around us. A peaceful morning, a meaningful conversation, a meal shared with someone you love, the strength to continue another day. These moments may seem small, but they are reminders that life is more than the problems demanding our attention. So as you begin this new month, do not carry every concern as if you are responsible for controlling the entire world. You are not. God has not asked you to know everything or manage everything. He has called you to trust Him, obey Him, and walk faithfully one day at a time. Give Him your unanswered questions. Give Him your fears about the future. Give Him the situations you cannot change and the people you cannot control. And when worry returns, as it sometimes will, return to prayer. When fear speaks loudly, remind yourself that God's presence is greater than your uncertainty. When your thoughts become restless, pause and surrender them again. You may have to do this many times, but each time you return your heart to God, you are practicing faith. This new month does not have to be defined by everything that might go wrong. It can be defined by the God who remains faithful through whatever comes. Walk into these days with a peaceful heart, not because you know what tomorrow holds, but because you know that tomorrow is already known by God. Let His presence become your confidence, His wisdom your direction, and His peace the quiet strength that carries you through every day of this new month. Remember that prayer is not only about asking God to change your circumstances. It is also about allowing God to change you. A new month gives you an opportunity to examine the way you are living, the choices you are making, and the direction in which your heart is moving. It is easy to pray for God's blessings while continuing to live according to our own desires. But there is a deeper kind of prayer that says, Lord, do not simply give me what I want. Teach me to want what is good. Do not simply open doors for me. Give me wisdom to know which doors I should walk through. Do not simply make my path easy. Give me the strength to remain faithful when the path becomes difficult. This kind of prayer requires a willing heart. It requires us to accept that God's purpose may sometimes challenge our comfort. There may be things we need to change, attitudes we need to surrender, habits we need to leave behind, and relationships we need to approach with greater wisdom. The beginning of a new month is a good time to ask God to search our hearts, not because we are perfect, but because we want to become more aware of the areas where we need His grace. Ask yourself what you are carrying into this month that should have been left behind. Perhaps it is resentment towards someone who hurt you. Perhaps it is guilt over a mistake you continue to replay in your mind. Perhaps it is jealousy because you keep comparing your life with someone else's. Perhaps it is fear that has prevented you from moving forward. Maybe you have become so disappointed by the past that you no longer expect anything good from the future. Bring those things to God. You cannot change yesterday, but you can decide what you will carry into tomorrow. Forgiveness may be one of the most important steps you take this month. Forgiving someone does not mean pretending that their actions were acceptable or ignoring the pain they caused. It means refusing to allow their wrongdoing to control your heart forever. Sometimes we think holding on to anger gives us power, But bitterness often becomes another form of bondage. It occupies our thoughts, steals our peace, and keeps us emotionally connected to the very situation we wish we could forget. Ask God to help you release what you have been carrying. Forgiveness can be a process, and healing may take time, but you can begin by asking God to soften your heart and guide you toward freedom. This month, also ask God to help you walk with integrity when no one is watching. Character is not built through public words alone. It is built through private decisions. It is easy to appear faithful when everything is going well, but genuine faith is revealed in the choices we make when there is no applause. Ask God to help you be honest when dishonesty seems easier, patient when anger feels natural, generous when selfishness feels comfortable, and faithful when giving up seems simpler. Do not underestimate the importance of small acts of obedience. You may not be called to do something dramatic this month. Perhaps God is simply asking you to speak more kindly to someone in your home, to apologize where you were wrong, to stop participating in unnecessary conflict, or to become more disciplined in your responsibilities. Maybe you need to spend more time in prayer and less time allowing distractions to control your attention. These choices may seem ordinary, but a life of faith is often built through ordinary decisions made consistently. Ask God to help you become a person who responds instead of reacts. When someone says something hurtful, give yourself time to pray before answering. When disappointment comes, resist the temptation to immediately assume the worst. When an opportunity appears, take time to seek wisdom instead of acting impulsively. Emotional reactions are powerful, but they do not always lead us in the right direction. A heart guided by God learns to pause, reflect, and choose wisely. This month may also require courage. Faith does not mean waiting for fear to disappear before doing what is right. Sometimes courage means moving forward while your hands are still shaking. You may need to have a difficult conversation, make a responsible decision, start again after failure, or step away from something that is no longer healthy. Ask God to give you courage that is guided by wisdom, not by pride. There is a difference between being reckless and being faithful. True courage does not ignore consequences. It faces them with trust in God. And remember that your spiritual growth is not measured only by how much you know, but by how you live what you believe. A person can hear many sermons, read many books, and know many verses, yet still struggle to show patience, compassion, humility, and forgiveness. This new month can be an opportunity to move your faith from your words into your daily actions. Let your prayer life influence your conversations. Let your relationship with God influence the way you treat people. Let your faith become visible through your character. As you walk through this month, ask God to help you recognize the moments when He is inviting you to grow. Some of your greatest lessons may come through situations you would never have chosen. A difficult person may teach you patience. A delay may teach you trust. A disappointment may reveal what truly matters. A closed door may teach you to depend less on your own plans. A season of uncertainty may teach you to listen more carefully to God. So, as you continue this new beginning, do not only ask God, "What will you give me?" Also ask, "What do you want to teach me?" Do not only pray for a better month. Pray to become a better steward of whatever this month brings. Ask God to shape your heart, strengthen your character, and guide your choices. May you become slower to anger, quicker to forgive, wiser in your decisions, and more faithful in your responsibilities. The days ahead may not unfold exactly as you imagine, but you can choose how you will walk through them. Walk with humility. Walk with integrity. Walk with compassion. Walk with courage. And most importantly, walk with God. If He blesses you, remain grateful. If He corrects you, remain teachable. If He delays you, remain patient. If He challenges you, remain faithful. And if you stumble, do not believe that your story is over. Get up, seek God's grace, and continue forward. This new month can become a season of meaningful spiritual growth. Not because everything will be perfect, but because you are learning to trust God more deeply and to live each day with a heart that is willing to follow where He leads. As we come to the final part of this morning prayer, take a quiet moment and place this entire new month into the hands of God. You have brought your hopes before Him, your needs, your fears, your family, your future, and the things you cannot control. Now release them. You do not have to carry the weight of the entire month on your shoulders today. You only need enough faith for this moment and enough courage to take the next step. God already knows every day that is ahead of you. He knows the joys you will experience, the challenges you will encounter, the decisions you will have to make, and the moments when you will need strength. Nothing that comes this month will surprise Him. There is great freedom in knowing that you do not have to understand everything before you begin. We often want to see the entire path before taking the first step. We want guarantees about our health, our finances, our families, our careers, and our relationships. We want to know that every decision will work out and that every prayer will be answered in exactly the way we hope. But faith does not always give us a complete map. Sometimes faith simply gives us enough light to take the next step. God may not reveal everything at once, but He can guide you one day at a time. So as you begin this month, ask God to guide your steps rather than simply guaranteeing your outcomes. There is a difference. If you only ask for a certain result, disappointment can quickly become a crisis of faith when things do not happen according to your expectations. But when you ask God to guide you, you become willing to trust Him, even when the outcome is different from what you imagined. You can say, Lord, I have my desires, but I trust your wisdom more than my understanding. Lead me where I need to go, even when the path is not the one I would have chosen. Place your plans into His hands. Perhaps you have goals for this month. Maybe you want to improve your finances, strengthen your family, grow in your career, develop healthier habits, or make an important decision. Bring all of these things to God. Ask Him to bless the work you do, but also ask Him to correct your direction when necessary. Sometimes we become so attached to our plans that we forget to ask whether those plans are truly good for us. Surrender means being willing to let God reshape our expectations. Play your family into His hands as well. You cannot be everywhere at once. You cannot prevent every difficulty, make every decision for those you love, or control every situation they will face. But you can pray. You can love them. You can encourage them. You can be present when they need you. And you can trust God with the areas of their lives that are beyond your reach. Pray that your home will be filled with patience, understanding, forgiveness, and genuine love. Ask God to help you become a source of peace rather than another source of conflict. Place your fears into His hands. Some of you may be beginning this month with a smile on your face while secretly wondering how you will make it through. Perhaps you are worried about something that has not yet happened. Perhaps you are carrying a private burden that you have told no one about. Perhaps you are exhausted from trying to appear strong when you feel weak inside. Today, you do not have to hide those feelings from God. Bring them honestly before Him. Tell Him where you are afraid. Tell Him where you feel uncertain. Tell Him where you need strength. And then remember that surrender is not giving up. Surrender is trusting. Giving up says, there is nothing I can do. Surrender says, I will do what I can, and I will trust God with what I cannot. You can still work hard. You can still make wise decisions. You can still pursue your responsibilities. But you do not have to believe that everything depends entirely on you. There is a difference between responsibility and control. Be responsible for your action, but do not try to control every outcome. As this month unfolds, there may be moments when you feel that God is silent. Do not mistake silence for absence. Sometimes the most important work God does in our lives happens in seasons when we do not see immediate results. A seed grows beneath the soil before anything appears above the ground. In the same way, God may be working in ways that are hidden from your eyes. Keep praying. Keep trusting. Keep doing what is right. Do not abandon your faith simply because the answer has not arrived according to your schedule. And if this month brings unexpected hardship, remember that your faith is not built on the promise that you will never experience difficulty. Your faith is built on the character of God. Circumstances change. People change. Plans change. Opportunities come and go. But God's faithfulness remains. When you cannot understand the road, trust the one who knows the destination. When you cannot see the reason, trust the one who sees the whole picture. When you feel weak,